We are live at Palm Springs Stadium as it's a battle of undefeated teams as the home Palm Springs Powers come in at 3-0 hosting the 4-0 Arroyo Seco Saints. Inside the broadcast booth, I'm Jarrett Thompson. With me, Tommy Wirtz.
How we doing today, Jarrett?
Not too bad. It's a little hot out here.
It's a little hot, but we got a booth. I feel pretty confident about that. I was expecting the beating rays of the sun to be on my face all day.
Absolutely.
And we got a little bit of shade. We got a little bit of sunshine in the background, and we got Saints baseball today.
Yep, undefeated Saints baseball. They won again last night, their first league win in the CCL, winning 7-0.
Very commanding.
Absolutely, and they'll have their first game of 2 here in Palm Springs here tonight. On the mound for the Power is right-hander Drew Clavena. Clavena from the University of Northwestern Ohio, the senior. We'll get the lineup from the Saints, led off by Conor Bradshaw in center field. Cooper Elliott bats second at third. Jack Burden hits third in and right, followed by Peyton Lewis behind the plate today. Jack Grace at DH. And Cowden in left field. Blake Marsh, Brandon Boning, and Jackson Cobb round out the lineup. A strong Saints lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. A very strong lineup. We've seen it move around a little bit, but for the most part, it's remained consistent the entire season. New face in the starting lineup actually today. Jack Grace came in a pinch hit appearance yesterday, went 1 for 1 with the RBI. Milam said, you know what, let's give him the start today, see if he remains hot.
Absolutely. As first pitch right upon us. The Power coming in have not played since last Saturday.
Nice drive today for the Saints and us as well, too. Just a little under 3 hours. Wasn't so bad, though. Didn't feel so bad, right?
No, it went by quick. Had a movie on.
Yeah, we did watch a little bit.
Got in.
Movie.
Not much of a warm-up for the Saints today. See if that has any factor. We're able to hit live BP.
Yes, some people might think that could be a disadvantage, but you want to not overstress in this heat today. If you don't know, we're in Palm Springs, California today. Temperatures are going to be around 110 degrees at first pitch. You heard that right, 110 degrees. You know, it's cooling down a little bit. They got misters working around there, but regardless, it's going to be hot today. The Saints wanted to just get to the field, get ready to play baseball, and it looks like we're getting ready to start right here.
Absolutely. It said so it could be around 100 even at midnight tonight.
Yeah.
So a very hot day.
Very hot.
As Bradshaw digs in, the center fielder for the Saints, to face Clavena and get our afternoon started. Clavena at 6 foot, 230 pounds. The big righty sets and fires, and we're underway with the strike.
Bradshaw got the day off yesterday. Didn't make a pinch hit appearance. Didn't get on base, but guy who's been in the starting lineup this year for the Saints quite a bit. A very consistent hitter for him as well, too.
The 0-1 is swung on a miss, 0-2. I think after now it's been about 4 games, 3-4 games for some of these teams. A lot of players get more comfortable, finally starting to get more into a rhythm as the season starts to go on. I mean, this is their 4th game in a row, 4th straight day, as Bradshaw goes down on 3 pitches and an early strikeout for Clavena.
Yeah, didn't keep his head in there very long. He was pulling away. He was swinging for the fences. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Not the way you want to start for the Saints right now. Let's see if Cooper Elliott here can help get him on the board.
This is Cooper Elliott, utility man. We've seen him in the outfield, and we've seen him at third base. He gets to start at third base over Drew Cowley here tonight.
Yeah, Elliott had a very nice day yesterday. 2 for 3, couple RBIs, a run, and a stolen base even, too.
First pitch strike, Cooper Elliott from Wichita State.
Yeah, I see Cooper talking to the ump there. That was pitch quite outside from my angle, at least. And looks like that's been what's called the first 2 at-bats so far. We'll see how the Saints can adjust to that.
The 0-1 pitch from Clavena. That one is too far outside, and it's even at 1-1.
You know, I'm not sure where the difference was on those last 2 pitches, but it's early. We'll find something here.
Yep.
Understand where it's going. Maybe Cooper had a a little bit to play in that decision with the next pitch right there.
Yeah. And the 1-1 kicks and deals, nearly hits Cooper. Is too far inside, and now it's 2-1.
Elliott was in the 8th spot yesterday. Worked out all right for him. Turned it into a productive position. Aaron Milam, manager of the Saints, decided let's bump him up a little bit to the 2-hole.
The 2-1. That fastball's high, 3-1. And yeah, and that's, we talked about it last time. The depth of this lineup, you can really move them out in here. There's no cold part of the order that's not hitting right now, as they're starting to click on all cylinders.
A very versatile lineup for the Saints. Anyone can play anywhere. Anyone can bat anywhere.
As the 3-1 is foul tipped right off the catcher.
Looks like somewhere you don't want it to get foul tipped off, if you know what I mean, Jared.
Yeah, painful one.
Yes.
As they bring it to a full count. Defensively for the Power, Deshaun Johnson in left, Brian Leaf in center, and Isaiah Alvarez in right. They have Ryan Rodriguez at third base, AJ Barraza at short, Kiddo Kindman at second, Mark Kirkland at first, and Justin Mazzone behind the plate. Kiddo Kindman, the second baseman, his twin brother, Casey Kindman, plays shortstop. Not playing there today, and Cooper Elliott goes down swinging.
This is going to be the Saints' toughest task this season so far. They've been real hot as of late, of course, winning their last 4, but Palm Springs Power is no joke. This is a legit contender down in California in College Summer League, and back in 2019, this was a team that was 41-2 and 29-0 in conference play. So they're going to need to bring their A game if they want to compete today, which we both know they can definitely do.
Yeah, and it's been a great start for the Saints. As first pitch to Burden is, that looked way outside, just like you said, another strike. Burden didn't like the call.
I know, it's definitely, it's out there. You get a couple inches off the edge of the plate, but you know what? Maybe that happens for the Saints too.
As long as it's consistent, can't much to complain about. That'll be inside on right-handers. As the 0-1 pitch was back outside, Burden got a piece of it. It'll be 0-2.
Well, you had to swing at that one because that was right where the last one was.
Yep. And Clavena's looking to strike out the side here in the top half of the first.
Burden's been coming along as of late. He's had a real good eye at the plate last night. 1 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. Also a stolen base as well. We mention all the time how fast the Saints lineup is. They show it off yesterday.
Now 2 is a chopper to second. That is Kleiman on the bounce. Going to be quick with it. Strong throw to first. Got him by a step. And the Saints are retired 1-2-3 in the top half of the first. The Power will get their first shot at it as we have no score. Power getting ready for their first attempt as they'll be facing the right-hander Sergio Ramirez from UC Riverside.
Yeah, Sergio hasn't seen much action yet this year. He's going to see his first little taste of Saints baseball. Got a great team behind him to help him out. He's got Peyton Lewis behind for him, catching, as well as first base, Brandon Marsh. Second base, Jackson Cobb. Shortstop, Brandon Boning. Third base, Cooper Elliott. And left to right field goes Cowden, Bradshaw. and Burden.
Yeah, but as you said, Peyton Lewis behind the plate today. We've seen him play in the outfield and gun people down at the plate.
Peyton Lewis is one of the guys on this team that is the ultimate utility guy. We've seen this guy play in outfield. I'm sure he can play corner infield. He plays catcher for him. And they like to give him a lot of breaks because he's such a utility guy. He's usually at the DH spot, too, as well.
For the lineup for the Palm Springs Power, Kiddo Kleiman leads off at second, followed by Ryan Rodriguez, the third baseman, and Brian Leaf, the center fielder. Jacob McCaskey is the DH batting fourth, followed by Justin Mazzone behind the plate and Isaiah Alvarez. And then Mark Kirkland, Deshaun Johnson, and A.J. Barraza rounds out this strong power lineup.
All right, let's see if Sergio can settle in real quick early here, just like they did on the other side for Palm Springs. Let's see if he goes after that outside corner that they were calling last inning.
As the first pitch from Ramirez to Kleiman is a chopper down third base line, but foul, 0-1.
And that's a big part of Saints pitching right now is just throwing strikes. They don't walk a lot of guys. They haven't in the first 4 games. And Aaron Milam loves that about them. They think that is one of the reasons for their big success. They want to continue doing that today.
The 0-1 is that outside corner, and he gets the called strike, 0-2. And I think a big part of that is especially because they're throwing strikes, but even early in the count. They're getting ahead of these hitters, which is putting these hitters on their toes, having to swing at maybe pitches they wouldn't swing at if they were ahead in the count.
Yeah, they've been getting north of 10 strikeouts every game this season, including over 11 yesterday. Had a great start from Saxon Andros. He'll have the day off today. And Kyle Sunduk as well. Also went 3 innings. Yep. Just to name a few.
No earned runs in the last 2 games.
None.
For the Saints. That pitch swung on a miss. Fastball blown right by Kleiman. And a good start for Rodriguez with a strikeout.
Yeah, it's been very pitcher dominant these first 4 batters so far. Sergio settling in, getting his first strikeout as a Saint now this year in the first batter he faced.
And it'll be Ryan Rodriguez. Sergio Ramirez trying to fit in with all the other Saint pitchers. We said how great they've been, a lot of strikeouts, and good defensive play from the Saints. Behind them, it's an all-around performance is really why they're 4-0 to start the season. There's a strike to Rodriguez, 0-1.
Yeah, this Saints team is maybe the only thing hotter than this weather in Palm Springs today right now.
You know, one must have missed high. It's 1-1.
Looked a little high, I guess.
The 1-1. Off-speed pitch hit out to left. Yeah, it's going to fall in between Cowden as he looked like he had a read on it. And it decides to drop right in front of him for the first hit of the game.
Yeah, I think he got a bad jump, though, on it. He looked like he was almost shocked that one was coming at him. Didn't look like he was really ready for it. A little untraditional there from Cowden. I'm sure he's just getting over the heat a little bit right now. He'll be ready for the next one.
Cowden, a good outfielder, gunned someone at the plate last night.
Did. Very nice play.
First pitch is outside to Brian Leaf. Brian Leaf, one of the best players on the Power. He's got 6 hits and 14 at-bats so far this year. That's why he's in the 3 slot for the Power. And another high fastball. He's behind the head of the count, 2-0, Leaf is.
You know, the best part about that is the stats in College Summer League. You see very rarely, especially in the beginning, the opposing team looking at them. They like to just go in there, fire off an attack at the team. It doesn't matter what their stats are to them. They are trying to prove that they are better than the person in front of them right there.
Exactly. That one's fouled off. It's now 2-1, especially coming from pitcher Ramirez, who's yet to pitch. So obviously the Power have nothing. They don't know how he's going to be. Actually, the Saints hasn't seen him pitch yet.
Exactly.
They don't know how he is, so he's just trying to go make a good first impression in front of his teammates and shut down the Power. As we have no score. 2-1 pitch. Runner takes off. The throw from Lewis down to second is going to get into center field. And it's going to allow Rodriguez to take third. And just like that, the Power have a runner 90 feet away for the first run of the game.
Yeah, Lewis was rushing the throw a little bit. Definitely let go of it a little early. Sailed it off to the right side of his body. And Cobb is just not that much he can do with that one right there to cover the base. He's going over there. He's right there. If the throw's on the money, maybe we get him. But definitely goes right into center field. And now the Power are threatening with a runner on third base.
Fly ball or ground ball. One of the middle infielders will do it. And that's ball 4 to Leaf. And runners will be at the corner now for Jacob McCaskey.
That might not be the worst thing for the Saints in this situation. Just get those force outs right there.
Sets up the double play ball.
Grounder to third base might be ideal right here. Cooper Elliott can stare at the runner and then make a play over at second. Hopefully get the double play over there.
It'll be the designated hitter, Jacob McCaskey, from the California University of Pennsylvania. Junior. Runner's going to take off. Lewis does not throw down to second. And 2 stolen bases for the Power here in the first.
Well, there goes that double play chance we were talking about. Smart by the Power to do that. University of California, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Seems a little odd for a name of a college.
Yeah, let's have name a college
after
in this state after another state. Yeah.
With our state's name in it.
Yep. And Ramirez having trouble finding the strike zone.
He's going to be faced with a little bit of adversity in his first inning of work, but we've seen Saints pitchers power through this. We know them, especially in the first innings. Just got to get this guy at the plate right now.
The pitch. It's taken for a ball. It's 2-1 now.
You know, Sergio's got to get ahead of the counts in these guys, especially early on, establish something here. Not with runners in scoring position. You don't want to fall behind on the 3, 4, 5 hitters.
And the 2-1 is hit out to right. Right towards Jurgen. He's going back to the track, and it's off his glove. 1 run will score. Here comes Leaf. McCaskey's on his way to third. The throw in. And we'll see what it's ruled, but 2 runs score. The Power taking an early 2-0 lead.
Burden was right on that. It just fell right out of his glove. It hit it, and it just continued to sail off on him. And there is a little bit of a breeze in that direction going towards there.
The ball definitely started to carry, it seemed like, more and more.
And the Power are going to get off to an early 2-0 lead here now.
So a single, a walk. And in my opinion, a 3-base error.
That should have been caught over there by Burden for sure.
As it'll bring up the lefty catcher, Justin Mazzone, and that's high and wide, ball 1.
And that's something that you just hate to see if you're Sergio on the mound. You know, you deliver a pitch where it almost scares you on how hard it was hit, but it should be able to make a play on it and at least limit some damage here. Maybe only give up the 1 run, and then you're attacking the guy with 2 outs. But unfortunately, it's off his glove. 2 runs are going to score, and another guy is at 90 feet away from scoring, and we still only have 1 out in the inning.
The 2-0 pitch from Ramirez. That's high and inside, 3-0.
Yeah, he's got to settle down a little bit here now. He's got to relax, take a couple of breaths.
Struck out Kleiman to start the inning. Then a base hit, a walk, and an error on Jurgen and right. The 3-0, he's swinging, but he comes up empty. 3-1 now to Mazzone. Wind up and pitch. It's a chopper to second. Cobb misses that one. It's off his glove. The throw to first is not going to be in time. Another run will score.
I think that's going to be another error there too.
Back-to-back errors on the Saints defense that we talked about. It's been pretty good so far to start this season.
Yeah, that's a first. The 2 errors in 1 inning for the Saints and back-to-back errors as well. They're definitely a little rattled. They haven't been in this position so far. But it is only the first inning. They got to settle down here. We know the Saints. They like to start late.
Yeah, but they have the offense to easily overcome this. They just got to see if Ramirez can here get their bats up and limit some damage. As first pitch to Isaiah Alvarez, the right fielder, is taken for a strike 0-1.
And that's a huge start right there. Get ahead of the batter at the plate right now, Alvarez, and see if you can settle down a little bit.
The 0-1. Right there for a strike 0-2. 2 stolen bases already for the Power in this first inning. With the catcher on first, I'd be surprised if we see Mazzone take off.
Hey, we never know.
Yeah, Peyton Lewis, the catcher for the Saints, can definitely steal a bag.
Yeah, he's one of the faster guys on the team.
The 0-2 is out to right. Jurgen, a few steps back, is under it and makes the catch on that one for out number 2.
And we had a recover there by Jag Burden. Easy fly out over there. Now let's see if we can get him to get out of this inning right here with Kirkland coming up.
Big lefty first baseman, Mark Kirkland. Be the 7th hitter of this first inning for the Power. After a shutdown first for Clavena.
I don't have it in front of me, but I think this might be the most runs that the Saints have allowed in an inning this year so far.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
Been very efficient.
And most of it's been beating themselves. The 0-1 grounder, that's a base hit in between first and second. Mazzone's going to stop at second as Jurgen gets the ball in. And a base hit from Kirkland. Puts runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Yeah, they seem to be attacking Sergio here. Power being very aggressive at the plate. Like you said, now we're on the 8th batter of the inning. 2 down here.
Power lead 3-0. Bottom half of the first. Ramirez, first pitch swing, grounded to short. Boning on the backhand. It's going to go to third to Elliott, and it will retire the side. But the Power get off to a good start. 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors. The Saints have plenty of time to get back in it. They'll get their bats going here in the top half of the second. Yeah. 3-0 the Power lead as we start the top half of the second inning. Peyton Lewis, Jack Grace, and Cowden due up for the Saints.
Peyton Lewis been one of the better hitters here for the Saints the first 4 games. Not yesterday, though. 0 for 5 day. Struck out only once. He was making contact, able to reach base on an error, scored a run, too.
First pitch swing and foul back, 0-1. It's a good first inning for Drew Clavena with 2 strikeouts and a ground out.
Yeah, very efficient first inning. Let's see if the guy they call Pilu can help do some damage here in the second.
0-1, swinging, miss. 0-2.
Got a very beautiful scenery in the background here as well, too.
Yep, a lot of trees.
Mountains in the background, too. The whole deal here in Palm Springs.
The 0-2, Lewis stays alive. Peyton Lewis from Texas State College at 6'3", 200 pounds. Hit a grand slam the other night.
First home run of the season for the Saints.
Yep. A bomb to right center.
No doubter.
But he's behind the count 0-2, a check swing.
Catcher seemed to look over there for
he wanted to check down at third base.
The umpire, and there's no third base umpire today. Just the two, one at home and one at first. Of course, the home plate umpire will decide if the lefties swing and call the outs at third base.
1-2 pitch. Not close, 2-2.
These guys aren't playing in the majors yet. Still summer league. So
yeah, only 2 umps.
Only 2 umps. They can handle it, though. Nothing that's new to them.
And the 2-2 from Clavinna. Outside, 3-2.
It's turned into a really nice at-bat here for Lewis. A couple of foul balls, working it to a full count.
From 0-2 to 3-2. And see if the Saints can get their first base runner of the game. The 3-2 pitch. Laser foul. And they'll do it again.
Lewis is right on him. That was a laser over there. If he puts that into fair territory, he's watching it go in the outfield for sure.
You got extra bases. Jack Grace is on deck. Here's a 3-2. That's hit out towards right. Back goes Alvarez, but it's right at him for out number 1.
Easy play for Alvarez in right field. Nice contact there by Lewis, but fortunately is a little on top of it, and it's a line drive and not a home run.
But that'll be important for the Saints is to get Clavinna's pitch count up, and that was a good at bat by Lewis. We made him throw 9 pitches, as it'll bring up Grace now, the designated hitter. First pitch swinging, but he misses 0-1.
See if Grace can attack on Clavinna. We mentioned earlier in the short pregame, he was 1 for 1 yesterday, had a pinch hit appearance, even got an RBI out of it.
And he gets the start today, but he swings and misses. He's behind 0-2.
Was previously at Creighton. Has since entered the transfer portal. From Western Springs, Illinois, Midwest kid.
0-2 way outside. Clavinna's gotten 2 strikes on each of the 5 hitters so far for the Saints.
Yeah, he's settling in early here. Gonna need to find some disruption in order to get ahead on him.
The windup and the pitch is tipped and in the dirt, and Grace will do it again.
Catcher unable to hold on to that one there.
A little bit of a breeze here.
It's turning into a pretty nice day.
Yeah, the sun's starting to go down.
Not so bad. Dry heat, not the humid heat. Makes a big difference.
Good amount of fans in the stands.
Yeah, it's fun. A lot of people are coming out to Palm Springs to enjoy some baseball today. Very nice weather, outside environment. They got the misters going, too, in case you need to cool down.
Pitch swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Clavinna. And Grace is retired for out number 2.
Yeah, and Clavinna already 3 strikeouts in the first 5 batters. Let's see if we can get some disruption in his game right now, and who better than the milkman right here, Josh Cowden.
Josh Cowden, the left fielder, will stand in as Clavinna's retired the first 5 he's faced.
Cowden, we mentioned earlier, his defense was the highlight of his day yesterday. Couldn't really get it going on the offensive end, 0 for 3.
Cowden from BYU. Another one of those lefties, as we said, 7 lefty bats in the Saint lineup. Chopper up the middle. It's going to be a difficult play for Kleinman. Backhand, jump throw into first. It's picked, but not in time. Cowden's got himself an infield single.
That was almost a really nice play. Well, it was a really nice play from Kleinman. Unable to get the speedy Cowden running down, and that's going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Saints.
First hit and first base runner for the Arroyo Seco Saints. And I'll bring up Blake Marsh, the first baseman.
Marsh also got the day off yesterday. Did get a pinch hit appearance. Didn't get on base, unfortunately, but he's been one of the best hitters for the Saints this year. Near the tops in all the major hitting categories, hits, RBIs, runs, on base percentage, you name it.
And doing it at the bottom of the order as he takes strike one.
And that's a misconception on the Saints roster. You know, just because you're batting 7th, 8th, or 9th, it doesn't mean you're not in a run-producing position on the team. And they love having those 7, 8, 9 hitters. They've been some of the best parts of the game this year.
Yep. Throw over, and Cowden's back in time, as the Saints will look for a 2-out rally here in the second as they trail 3-0. Another throw over. Cowden's back. Saints not afraid to steal. Power had 2 stolen bases themselves in the first inning. See if Cowden takes off here with 2 outs. The 0-1 to Marsh. Right there, 0-2.
Yeah, that outside pitch is going to be there all day. It looks like it's been called on both sides so far. And the players are going to have to adjust. They're going to have to realize they're probably going to need to factor in an extra 6 to 8 inches off the edge of the plate.
The 0-2. High and outside. Clevenna getting ahead a lot of these Saints hitters so far in this game.
Clevenna's looked very solid, and it started with the first pick strikes. Like you said earlier, he's gotten to 2 strikes on all the hitters so far, other than Cowden.
Looking for the strikeout. That's too far outside. Back to 2-2. But the Saints have done good not to chase some of these pitches. They've worked some of these counts back to even and full counts. We saw Lewis foul off a couple pitches. And maybe this is something for the lefties of the Saints. We saw the ball in right field in the bottom half of the first start to carry out there. The Saints can pull one and let the wind take it. That one's in the dirt, and now we got a full count.
The Saints are going to score runs today with that left field breeze and their lefty-heavy lineup. The Saints love to hit all different parts of the order. They just got to find that rhythm. Sometimes they're slow starters. Yesterday was kind of unconventional to get some runs in the first inning. They usually wait until about the 3rd, 4th inning, and then they start to fire up right when this bottom part of the order comes
3-2 is swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Clevenna. He's got 4 in 2 innings. As the Saints leave 1 base runner, they trail 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. In the bottom of the second inning, a new pitcher for the Seco Saints. It'll be Jack Baird, the right-hander from Pepperdine University, as that'll close the book on Ramirez, who only went 1 inning. And Baird will come in trying to contain a 3-0 deficit.
Haven't seen Baird since the first game. Was able to get a strikeout and an earned run in the 2 innings he went. Was the starter for opening day for the Saints. And now here in Game 5, we'll see him again.
And his first batter is the 9-hole hitter, A.J. Barraza, who takes in the strike.
Very large guy on the mound. Intimidating stare. Likes to work fast, likes to work early. He's ready to go already.
That pitch is high. And it's 1-2. Yeah, Baird, like you said, was the first pitcher of the Saints this season. First one to take the mound. 1-2 is, 2-1 taken for a strike. And they'll even the count at 2 apiece.
See if Baird can work a couple of innings here after Sergio was able to get the start.
2-2's fouled off. Like we said before, head coach Aaron Milam not afraid to use a lot of pitchers in a game. Merrick Sears, the only one. The first road game of the season, went 5 innings, got the win. Other than that, we have not seen another pitcher go more than 3 innings.
Yeah, he's not afraid to use 6, 7, 8 pitchers at a time. We got a lot of them on the roster. Brought a lot of them from all over the country. Very talented Division I guys and Division II guys.
And so far, they've lived up to it. As the 3-2 from Baird is popped up. Cobb looks like he's under it. Just on the outfield grass. He'll make the catch for out number 1.
There's that defense we said from Cobb after getting the error in the first inning. Decides to go back to his normal roots there and makes the easy routine pop up.
The one thing against Baird that he'll like to limit this summer for the Saints, as first pitch to Kleiman, who struck out in the first innings, fouled off 0-1, is he's keen to walking people. He walked more people than he struck out his last season at Pepperdine. And if he can just stay around that strike zone and make the power beat him, he seems to be more effective.
Yeah, I like his approach today. He's ready to go on the mound real quick. Working really fast, trying to make the pace his own. And it seems to be working. He's got another 0-2 count started off here.
Yep, 0-2 on Kleiman. Looking for a shutdown inning after the Power sent 8 men in the bottom half of the first, and which resulted in 3 runs. An error on Burden in right, and an error on Cobb at second, resulting in 3 runs for the Power. As the 0-2 pitch is swung on a miss in the dirt. Lewis will have to throw down to first. He does, and there's quickly 2 outs here for Baird in the second.
Very nice there by Baird. Like I said, getting some early work done. Getting the first 2 outs a whole lot quicker than they got him in the last inning. And a shutdown 1-2-3 inning would be ideal after giving up the 3 runs in the first. That would be a big momentum stopper and leave a window for the Saints to come up with some of their most productive hitters in Boning and Cobb next inning.
Here is Ryan Rodriguez, the third baseman, who singled to left and started the madness in the first for the Power as he takes first pitch ball, 1-0.
Yeah, he also stole a base.
That one's ripped down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Cowden's going to get it in the corner. Rodriguez on his way to second. And he's got himself a 2-out double. His second hit of the game.
In as many innings, too. He's having a nice little day so far.
And I'll bring up Brian Leaf. He walked, stole a bag, and came around to score as well. As Baird will try to limit and not let up a 2-out rally here for the Power. who are trying to extend their 3-0 lead.
Baird's only got to worry about the hitter here.
First pitch is the ball.
Runner in scoring position. Outfielders are playing kind of deep right now. Still keeping everything in front of them, but it's going to need to take a hefty throw if a ball reaches the outfield to get the guy at home.
That one's fired in there for a strike, and we've seen these outfielders do it. Cowden yesterday and Lewis 2 days ago. Lewis obviously behind the plate tonight. As the 1-1 to Leaf. Fouled back, and Baird's ahead 1-2.
Baird's been ahead of all these guys now. Definitely been very efficient on the bump.
Cobb playing close to second. There's a big gap in between the first baseman and second baseman. And he swings and misses. It's a foul tip. That's caught by Lewis. And Baird gets his second strikeout of the inning. And the 2-out double goes to waste for the Power. We head to the third inning. 3-0 Power lead. Clevenna back out there for his third inning of work as the Saints try to cut back of this 3-0 deficit. They'll send 8, 9, and 1 hitters up. Brandon Boning, the shortstop, to lead things off in the top half of the third.
Boning, a guy usually in the top half for the lineup for the Saints, but has seen himself be very productive in the bottom half of the lineup. Was batting 9 yesterday.
Shows bunt and takes it back for ball 1.
Went 1 for 2. Walked yesterday, a couple RBIs as well.
Boney from Cal State Northridge. He said batted leadoff. That one's inside 2-0. The story with Boning is getting hit by the pitch.
Yeah, I want to know the stats along those lines, but he definitely leads our team, and he's got to be near the top in the league in only 4 games, getting hit 3 times.
Swinging on 2 as a dribbler to third. Rodriguez has it. Strong throw across the diamond. Goes down the baseline, and he had to be tagged. Great job by Kirkland at first. He goes off the bag, catches it, and tags Boning.
Yeah, Boning was hustling down there. It was making the power work for that out. Kirkland able to secure the catch and tag the runner.
Boning with speed, as much of these Saints players have. Here's another one, and that's Jackson Cobb, the second baseman.
And Jackson Cobb is a lot more than just speed. Very exciting player to watch. Very quick hands.
First pitch swing and a pitch inside. Tipped it 0-1.
Very valuable in the defense for him. And tells you, he'll say he can hit one out to center field.
The 0-1's in the dirt, 1-1. Yep, an unusual error from him in the first inning. Cobb from Texas Tech.
Father played at Arkansas.
That one's in there for a strike. 1-2.
Both teams were in the College World Series this year in Omaha.
Yep.
Well, not in Omaha, in the regionals, rather.
Yep.
Omaha is about to come up soon here.
Arkansas, the number 1 ranked team in the country, got bounced by NC State. That one's in the dirt, 2-2. And both those teams, the last few years, been some of the top college baseball teams.
Yeah, the SEC tends to dominate college baseball, but Big 12 also gets a little bit of action there, like you said, with Oklahoma. Cobb was an Arkansas commit, went there for a semester, ended up transferring to Tech.
2-2, he swings and misses for another strikeout for Clavenna. The first time through the order, he's got 5 Ks. And only an infield single against him, as now there's 2 outs for Conor Bradshaw, the center fielder.
Bradshaw was one of those Ks earlier in the game.
All the strikeouts have been swinging, as Clavenna's been dealing so far. Bradshaw takes the pitch outside, but it's called for a strike, 0-1. Now that these hitters have seen what the umpire calls, they see where that outside zone is, how far it stretches out, and seen a little bit of what Clavenna's got. Maybe the Saints can get something going here the second and then possibly third time through the order.
Well, Bradshaw still seemed to be surprised by that outside call.
That one's hit out to right and deep. Back goes Alvarez, back just to the track, and will catch it while backing up against the wall. So Bradshaw just misses one, but the Saints are retired in order as they still trail 3-0 going to the bottom of the third. Going to the bottom of the third, Jack Baird on the mound. As we're having some camera issues, please stand by. As first pitch is in there for a strike against Jacob McCastry, who went the opposite way and had the 3-base error on Burden, which resulted in 2 runs. So Baird in his second inning of work, let up a double last inning, but 2 strikeouts got him out of it, as the count's now 1-1 to McCaskey.
Yeah, Baird looked very good in his first inning of work. See if he can continue in the next inning for him.
And he continues to pump strikes as it's 1-2 now for McCaskey, the designated hitter for the Power. McCaskey, a very interesting player. He's designated hitter today. He can play short, but he can also pitch if the Power needed him to, as they foul that one off. It's 1-2. Power, only 12 pitchers on the team. A lot of people that can play infield. That pitch is taken outside, it looks like, for a ball. Counts even at 2 apiece. Baird working fast, and he'll fire the 2-2, and that's fouled off again by McCaskey.
Yeah, I'm really liking the pace here by Baird. It's definitely caused a little bit of ruckus for the Power, and he's going to continue to work fast.
Yep, the 2-2 again, grounded to third. Elliott's off his glove. He's going to pick it up, fire across the diamond, but McCaskey beats it out as the ball could not be picked by Marsh at first base. It was a hard hit ball to third. Be an interesting ruling. Elliott might have wanted that, but the ball was hit hard by McCaskey. And regardless, he'll be on first with nobody out for Justin Mazzone.
Yeah, Mazzone reached on an error by Cobb in the first inning. It wouldn't be a bad thing to get a grounder to Cobb again right here.
First pitch in the dirt. Got the runner flat-footed, but Lewis decides not to throw it first, and McCaskey gets back.
And Lewis will throw that ball eventually. He's got a lot of strong arm, a lot of confidence in it.
Now, does the confidence hurt when you make an error in the very first inning of the game, a throwing error?
Not when you're a guy like Peyton Lewis. He knows he's got a good arm. He just released that ball a little bit earlier than he usually does. On the drop third strike, he fired it in there last inning, so he's got no problem throwing to first base for sure.
Baird behind 2-0 on the catcher Mazzone. Does the Power look to add to their 3-0 lead? Here in the bottom of the third, that's a swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. It's now 2-1 count.
Looks like Creighton Hansen is warming up in the bullpen for the Saints.
Pickoff attempt. He's back in time. Let's see how much Baird goes. He only went 2 innings in the first game when the Saints used 8 pitchers in the very first game.
Yeah, Milam trying to see what arms can throw for him and trying to...
That one's out towards center. Bradshaw looking under it. Battling the lights. A long run. Makes a nice catch in right center field for out number 1. McCaskey will go back to first, and he'll bring up Isaiah Alvarez, who flew out. To Burden and Wright back in the first inning.
Baird has definitely changed the pace up of this game after a rough first inning for the Saints. Settling down here in the bottom of the third.
First pitch to Alvarez, fouled off. 0-1. Everyone on the Saints with the high socks today as they wear their away dark blues on gray pants. The Power in their home reds on white. And the 0-1. And that fastball's high, 1-1. Baird using heavy dose of that fastball in his inning and a third of work. Reminder, this is game 1 of a quick 2-game series. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Runner's going to take off. It's a grounder up the middle. Diving play by Boning. He knocks it down. He'll have no play. But Boning knocking it down possibly prevents McCaskey from getting to third, but it'll be an infield single for Alvarez, and there's runners on first and second now with 1 out.
Yeah, good play there by Boning. Able to, I think, probably save a runner from moving over an extra 90 feet. Kirkland's now going to take up the batter's box. Singling his last at bat.
Single right in between first and second. See if he tries to go there again as he takes a strike 0-1. Baird got the ground ball he wanted. The last batter, Alvarez, looking for another one here. Saints defense in double play position. The 0-1, right there on the outside corner, 0-2. Baird struck out 2 last inning. Wouldn't mind another one here. Deshaun Johnson on deck for the Power. And here's the 0-2. And Kirkland just gets a piece of it, and it'll remain 0-2. A leadoff single from McCaskey. And a one-out infield hit from Alvarez has the Power on first and second. They lead 3-0 here as we play bottom of inning number 3.
A little bit of sloppy play in the first inning is what caused those 3 runs.
The 0-2's downstairs. It'll be a ball, 1-2. Five hits so far for the Power. Conor Bradshaw on the top half third just missed his first home run. That one's outside, just a bit too far, and it'll be 2-2. Bradshaw flew out to the right field warning track. As it's 2-2 on Kirkland with 2 on. Looking for a second hit of the evening. 2-2. Grounder to second, could be a double play ball. Here's Cobb to Boning. Throw to first. To Marsh is in time. As it's dropped on the exchange, it will be a double play. And Baird gets the job done, gets the double play to get out of it, as we'll head to inning number 4 with the Saints still trailing 3-0. Cooper Elliott digs in to lead off the top half of the 4th. He struck out back in the first inning. As he takes a ball, it'll be 1-0 against Drew Clavena, who's in his 4th inning of Elliott bunts down the third base line. It'll be an infield hit. As the Power has a beautiful bunt there by Cooper Elliott. And it's the second infield single for the Saints, as Elliott's a leadoff man and gets on base for the heart of the order, and it'll be Burden, who grounded out back in the first inning. Beautiful bunt by Elliott, third baseman for the Saints, as here's Burden. Burden, we've seen him play center field and right field. Pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Burden from CC Berkeley. Saints trying to get back, trailing 3-0 in the top half of the 4th. Beautiful bump by Elliott. Gets him started. 1-0 to Baird, and that's lined into left center. That's going to get down. Elliott's going to head to third. And he'll dig in. There'll be runners at the corners with nobody out for the Saints.
Hey, it looks like we fixed our video issues just in time there. I apologize if you saw my face, or you're welcome, whichever one you're thinking. But a nice hit there by Burden. Moves the runner all the way over to third base there too. And now Peyton Lewis is up and threatening.
And like I said, now the second time through the lineup, maybe the Saints are starting to see Clavena a little better. And if they have the right men up, here's Peyton Lewis. With still nobody out. And Lewis is now the tying run. Fly ball here could get the Saints their first run of the night. First pitch from Clavena. Out back. It'll be 0-1.
It is a beautiful stadium here in Palm Springs.
I was about to say that we were talking about the scenery earlier. Obviously the mountains, nice breeze, all the trees. But it's a really nice stadium too. Heck, they have us up in the booth. Appreciate that.
Oh, that's a blessing in disguise right there.
Throw over to first. Burden gets back.
Although the sun's down now, I'm sure all the fans are sitting comfortably now.
Still hot, but no sun beating on them. No need for sunscreen.
The 6 o'clock games really help work on your tan, while the 7 o'clock games really allow you to watch some nighttime baseball.
Yeah, I prefer the 7 o'clock games as I don't tan very much. So not everyone gets to work on their tan. As 0-2 now to Lewis. We'll be here 7 o'clock tomorrow night for game 2 of the series. Saints hoping to get their 5th win to start the season. The 0-2. Inside Lewis. 1-2. Lewis flew out to center. Excuse me, flew out to right field in the second inning.
Another throw over.
Saints yet to attempt a steal. They've only had 3 base runners. 3 singles. Burden's the only to reach the outfield. He's dancing over at first. See if he decides to take off. He doesn't. Clavena throws home. It's a grounder to second. This could be 2. Throw to short. Over to first. It's going to be a double play. The run will score. But 4-6-3 double play. And that's something Clavena would like to do. No RBI for Lewis. And the Saints do get one back. And now score 3-1.
Yeah, unfortunate right there. Do get the run, if you look at the good news for it. But unfortunately, it's going to end with a double play. Now we got 2 outs here.
That'll be Grace, who struck out swinging. He takes a pitch outside. 1-0. Grace, the designated hitter today. That one's hit well to center. Coming in is Leaf. Will he get there? He dives. He will not get there. It's going to be a base hit.
Jack Grace been a very valuable bat for the Saints. Hasn't been starting a whole lot, but always seems to be getting some good lumber around.
The 3rd hit of the inning. The 3rd single for the Saints. And I'll bring up Cowden. He was the first base runner in the first hit with an infield single back in the second inning. Left fielder from BYU. See if we can get a 2-out rally. First pitch swinging. That's blooped down the left field line. Will that stay fair? Yes, it will. Grace on his way to third.
He might have a chance to
They're
score
going to send
here.
him. Cowden on his way to second. And it's going to be an RBI double for Cowden. He fell over in between first and second. But an RBI double cuts the lead to 3-2.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Cowden's been a great bat, like we've said, for the Saints this year. Very productive, and that double right there. Grace was hustling, scored all the way from first to third, and now we got a 3-2 ball game. And just like that, Saints are right back in this, and they got the tying run in scoring position.
Yep, the 4th hit of the game, in the inning for the Saints. And Cowden's 2 for 2, a single and a double to start his night, as Clavena, who's looked unhittable in the first few innings, starting to get beat. As here's Blake March. He struck out to end the second inning. See if he can get the tying run home from second, as he fouls that one off 0-1. Like you said earlier, we knew the Saints were going to hit. It just, for some reason this season so far, besides yesterday's game, it's always takes them a few innings.
Just a little bit. No pitcher is too scary for the Saints offense. Blake Marsh, no different.
Usually takes the second time through the order for the Saints to start hitting the starters. 0-1's a chopper to short. Plays made. Barraza. Throw to first is in time for out number 3. But the Saints get 4 hits and 2 runs as they finally get on the board and cut the lead to 3-2. As you're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Headed to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Palm Springs Stadium, as it'll be the 3rd pitcher for the Saints, Creighton Hansen, the right-hander from Wichita State, will come in after Jack Baird went 2 innings of strong work, as the Saints try to get their bats back after scoring 2 last half inning to cut the lead to 1. Hansen will get the 8-9-1 guys, started with Deshaun Johnson. And his first pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0. Sean Johnson grounded out to end the long first inning. Power have not been able to score since.
Yeah, and it really has been the Saints beating themselves today. As we said, 2 errors in the inning, in the first inning. One that brought home 2 runs and one that brought home another. So that adds up to 3 right there, if my math is correct, at least.
Grounder to Cobb at second. Plays the hop. Throw to first in time. And a good start for Hansen. 1 batter, 1 out.
And they've really settled down since that first inning.
I say, Power sent 8 hitters to the plate in the first inning. You think it could be a long night? But Milan decides to change pitchers, and so far Baird and Hansen, although it's only been 1 batter, has done their job. As here's A.J. Barraza.
Hey, he's on pace at least.
As he's popped out to second. And his first at bat. That pitch is inside, ball 1.
Hansen, really young guy out of Wichita. Didn't get a lot of playing time this season. He's coming out to play some summer ball to prove that he deserves more for Wichita next year.
And 1 swung and a miss, 1-1. One of a few Saints players from Wichita State.
Yeah, along with Cooper Elliott.
Here's the 1-1. It's a high fastball, 2-1.
Got a couple of teammates around. Of course, we got Fino Amador and Saxon Andros. Both go to Cal State LA.
Yep. That one's fouled off, 2-2. We have Tanner Lindsley from Oral Roberts. Same with Jake McMurray.
And prior to this season, or after, actually, now it will be.
Yeah.
But Tommy Steyer and Jack Grace were teammates at Creighton this last season.
That's a chopper. Hansen's going to get it, and he's going to flip underhand to the first baseman, Marsh, for out number 2. Soft contact so far against Hansen. And 2 up, 2 down for the top of the order now for the Power.
And that's a lot harder play than it looks like for Hansen. After just coming from the release, he sees a ball that's dribbling right in front of him, and it's heading down the first baseline. It's a play that if the first baseman comes up and makes it, he's going to run past the guy, and Hansen's going to have to run past him.
That'll bring up the leadoff man.
Try to cover first.
Cato Kleinman. I mentioned before, Kleinman, his twin brother, Casey Kleinman, who we'll see at shortstop with Cato at second. He's swinging at that one down the left field line. It'll be foul ball, 1-1. They're twins, and they're a lot of the same. Both 5'8", 170. Both go to Santa Clara University. However, Cato is a lefty hitter, while Casey is right-handed. Cato trying to change the narrative so far. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
I guess that is kind of odd for identical twins to be different batting stances, batting handis, rather.
Yep. Both throw right-handed. That's another chopper to Cobb at second. And 3 batters, 3 groundouts for Hansen in his first inning of work tonight. 1-2-3 for the Saints. They'll try to tie this game up as they trail 3-2 heading to inning number 5. Top of the 5th inning as the Saints trail 3-2 here at Palm Springs Stadium against the Palm Springs Power. Game 1 of 2. Game 2 tomorrow night. Palm Springs scored 3 in the first inning. And Drew Clavena has been good. Saints scored 2 last inning on 4 hits, including an RBI double from Josh Cowden. And Brandon Boning will lead things off for the Saints here in the top half of the 5th, followed by Jackson Cobb and Conor Bradshaw. The big righty throws first pitch to Boning, and it's taken for a strike, going 1.
Interesting lineup here from manager Aaron Milam today. We've seen both Boning and Cobb in the leadoff spot most of the year, and now they're batting 8-9 together, using them kind of to get on base for the leadoff guys.
Boning hits that one towards center. Back goes Leaf a few steps. Lost it in the lights. It's going to drop. He lost it in the lights. Boning's going to dig into second. Leaf looked like he was camped under it and then put his hands up last minute, and that ball dropped.
Seemed to just sail away on him. I think he thought it took a jump to his right. After the lights, I guess he saw it went to the left. There is a breeze, like I said, working that way, and maybe it is affecting the baseball a little more than we can tell here up in the booth.
Nonetheless, it'll be a leadoff double for Boning. And I'll bring up Cobb. See if he can drive in the tying run or at least get him over to third.
Yeah, that's his job right now. Cobb needs to move that runner over. Get him 90 feet away for the starting lineups right here. Try to get that tying run in as quick as possible.
First pitch to Cobb. Looking to do that, but he comes up empty. Swings and misses 0-1. Cobb's 0-1 with the strikeout. Something to keep an eye on with these fly balls going out to right field. See if the outfielders start to lose them. The lights aren't too tall in this. Surprise, Brian Leaf lost it in the lights, if that's what, in fact, he did. Seemed like it. Cobb, it's a dribbler towards first, but it's going to go foul, and he's behind 0-2.
Yeah, Leaf's been a guy for them that's batting 3-hole, playing center field. Very important role for this power team, and an unconventional misplacement of the ball in the air. And it's helping the Saints be threatening here in the top of the fifth.
So many times the defense bails out a pitcher. Clavenna going to try to bail out his center fielder, Brian Leaf. Looking for the strikeout. The 0-2's outside, ball 1. Clavenna,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
with 5 strikeouts, first time through the order, has not struck out a batter. Second time through the order. His last strikeout came against Cobb back in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, the Saints have really dialed in on Clavenna. Now that everyone knows.
Check swing, and it might have been a called strike 3 anyway, or they say he went. Do not know, but Cobb is down on strikes for the 2nd time.
Yeah, I think they're going to ring him up on a called strike 3. Cobb is not happy about it. He's going to go down to the dugout. And now he thinks he has a massive strike zone today. He's caught on the inside corner, caught on the outside corner. He doesn't know where to swing. He's just going to come up, fire in next at bat.
So now bringing a runner on second with 1 out. Bradshaw shows bunt. Pitch was inside, will be taken for a ball. Bradshaw, his last at bat, just missed his first home run of the season. Flew out to the wall in right field, but Alvarez was able to make the catch just a few feet shy.
Yeah, Bradshaw is that leadoff guy today. Just talking about how Boning and Cobb usually take over those roles.
Pitch catches the outside corner, 1-1. Saints trying to take advantage of the leadoff double against Clavenna, who's in his 5th inning of work. Tying run on second base. A double play from Lewis with runners on the corners drove in the first run for the Saints, and then an RBI double from Cowden made it 3-2. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 2.
And that looked just like the same pitch that rung up Jackson Cobb. And they're not going to call it on Bradshaw here.
Bradshaw struck out in the 1st inning, flew out to the warning track in the 3rd. Ahead in the count, 2-1. Long pause from Clavenna, and the pitch. It's high, it's ball 3. Three and 1. Walk wouldn't kill Clavenna here, as it would set up a double play. Cooper Elliott on deck. Pitch, foul back. Fastball, Bradshaw was just a little bit tardy on. It's 3-2.
Bradshaw in his last start was 1 for 4, reached on an error against the Ventura County Pirates. Saints did win that game 8-3. We were on that call together.
Yes, we were. That was the first road game for the Saints this season. Time's going to be called right before the 3-2 pitch.
And those are ones you hate to see if you're Clavenna. And great timing there by Bradshaw, allowing him to control the pace of the game. It is his box, batter's box. He can dictate when he wants to take that pitch and when he wants to swing.
Clavenna's had some longer pauses with Boning on second this inning. 3-2, he fires. And that's in there. Strike three looking. Bradshaw goes down for the second time.
And I think he knew that one deep down. He wanted to say that was a walk, but that pitch has been called all night. That outside corner, it's a zone that this ump likes. It's a little bit larger. He's given that outside corner. We'll have to see if Cooper Elliott can adjust and try to tie this ball game up 180 feet away from a tie ball game.
Leadoff double from Boning, one that got lost in the skies for center fielder Brian Leaf. And Clavena with back-to-back strikeouts. Now Elliott will need to drive him in. Elliott got a bunt base hit in the fourth inning, which really started the big inning for the Saints.
Cooper Elliott is definitely a spark plug in this lineup for Aaron Milam.
First pitch swinging, fouls it off, 0-1.
Guy who's played the outfield, he's played the infield, he's batted at the top of the order, batted at the bottom of the order. It's a guy you love to have on your team because he can play anywhere and he loves to play anywhere. Doesn't matter.
As long as he's one of those guys, as long as he's in the lineup, he's happy.
Absolutely.
He'll go out and do whatever he has to do. As long as he's out there playing ball, and he has a chance to tie the game for the Seco Saints right here.
And he's usually pretty productive.
Hit a 2-run single at Ventura County Pirates 2 nights ago. That one's outside.
He's a great guy to talk to, too, down in the dugout. Always seemed to keep it real loose. Has a fun time. Has a lot of cool tattoos on him as well. Loves to talk about him.
From Wichita State, as mentioned before. Pitch fouled off, and he's behind in the count now, 1-2. And I think that's very important, maybe more important than people realize with teams, is you really have to gel off the field as well, and have a team chemistry, not just having quality players on the field, but you got to have quality people off of it.
I completely agree with you, Jarrett. And, you know, I think that's going to be a big contributor to the Saints' early successes. These guys are getting very close very early. Only, like I said, 5 games in right now, and all these guys live at the same complex and eat meals together, and now we're staying at a hotel together. And some of these guys are boarded up 4 or 5 in very small apartments and getting real close and personal. And it's been proven to be successful in getting relationships built faster and a team chemistry established for the Saints.
Absolutely, and a big part of that could be with the Saints going out and getting these kids with college teammates, like we mentioned, 2 Wichitas, 2 Oral Roberts. So you're getting some people they're already familiar with, and they build more relationships. That pitch is up and high in a way. It's going to get behind the catcher, and Boning will take third.
Blake Marsh, also a Wichita guy. We missed him last. So 3 Wichita State guys between Creighton Hansen, Cooper Elliott, and Blake Marsh, all playing a very pivotal role. Blake Marsh in the bottom of the order, Cooper Elliott in the top of the order, and Creighton Hansen, of course, pitching right now.
Yep, he had a nice 1-2-3 inning on 3 groundouts in the bottom half of the fourth. So it'll be a wild pitch there on Clavena. Another one here could tie the game. Boning has speed at third. Elliott with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's drilled, but way foul. Way ahead of the off-speed pitch, and they'll do it again at 2 apiece. Score is 3-2 Power as we play inning number 5. 2 outs, runner on third for the Saints' third baseman.
Drew Cowley getting the day off today.
That one's lined in between third and short for a base hit into left field, and Cooper Elliott ties the game at 3.
Great piece of hitting there by Cooper Elliott. Riding with the pitch, having the hands follow it through into outside. Nice diving effort there by third base, but ultimately it's just too far out of reach, and we got a tie ball game now here.
Like you said, a great at-bat by Elliott. Was behind 1-2, fouled off a few pitches, then takes the high fastball the other way, and I can't stress enough how much I enjoy watching hitters go the other way. And he's got his second hit of the night, and this one ties the game at 3. That'll bring up Burden. A little grounder to Clavena at the pitcher spot. Underhand flip to first for out number 3, but not before Cooper Elliott, with his second hit of the game, ties the game at 3. As we'll head to the bottom of the 5th, you're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. We have a brand new ball game as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, as the Saints have tied it up at 3. As the Palm Spring Power will come to hit against Creighton Hansen, who had a 1-2-3 inning. His last inning.
Yeah, since the first inning, Saints have really settled down. Jack Baird and Creighton Hansen coming in, getting the job done. And Hansen's coming out for his second inning of work, hoping to replicate what he did in the 4th inning.
Yeah, he'll get the heart of the order. Rodriguez, Leaf, and McCaskey. The first pitch is for a ball, 1-0.
Saints owe Leaf a thank you maybe for that misplacement in center field at the top of the inning. Looked like a routine fly ball to center field. He lost it in the lights, or the wind took it. There is a nice breeze out there that's blowing to right field. Was able to allow Boning to get to second base and get a double. That would then be the tying run hit by Cooper Elliott.
Absolutely, the Saints capitalizing on that. And Ryan Rodriguez, the third baseman for the Powers, in. He's 2 for 2, a single, a double, a stolen bag. It's 3-1 now as Hansen falls behind. Leaf on deck, and you know Brian Leaf, when you make a mistake like that, I feel like as a defensive player, you make an error, you make a mistake. Next time you hit, you want to make up for it.
Definitely what he's going to be. He's going to be seeing that baseball very clear at the plate. I'm sure it's going to look the size of a coconut coming at him.
Sometimes you got to be careful, though, because you don't want to do too much. He wants to get that run back, so he wants to hit it 400 feet.
Let's see if Creighton Hansen can take advantage of that as well.
But it's 3-2 with Rodriguez here. It's a little dribbler back to Hansen. He misses it. Cobb's going to have to make a quick play, and he does just that for out number 1.
And Jackson Cobb makes that play look so easy. Very quick to getting it after he realizes Hansen's not going to be able to make there. Hansen doesn't do too much, doesn't try to force anything. Cobb just speeds up and does a very quick transition to field the throw there. And that's going to be the first time Rodriguez is retired today.
Yeah, that's 4 soft contact ground balls for Hansen since he came into this game. It'll be Brian Leaf. He walked and then struck out as he takes ball 1.
Looks like that one missed a little bit high there. Hansen, as you said, doesn't seem like a lot of guys are getting a good contact on him. Hansen's going to come back up now. The count's 1-1. And they're going to say he swung on that one. It's a 1-2 count now. I think he did turn around there. His hips were moving. Hands got out a little bit in front. He didn't want to swing, but he did.
I think Leaf wanted to check down at first, and that one's called strike 3, so Leaf does go down for the second time. And Hansen's got his first strikeout.
Yeah, Leaf might have been thinking a little bit too much during that at-bat after causing the tying run in the top of the inning. 2 check swings there that didn't have his heart in them. And it causes him to get the strikeout, and that'll be Creighton Hansen's first one of the inning, of his appearance, rather.
That'll bring up McCaskey. McCaskey reached on the air. That drove in 2 runs. And got a single to third. One that hit Elliott in the chest, but it was hard hit.
Yeah, Elliott's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Has a lot of damage done to him. Not always by the baseball, sometimes by teammates.
Big cut there.
Recall him and Cowden collided in the first game of the
Yes, they
season.
did.
It was a scary sight. Was able to get up, was replaced, but didn't miss any time after that. Just a safety precaution.
Yep, being the first game of the season.
Guy doesn't like to miss a lot of time.
You know, like as we said earlier, he doesn't care where he's playing. He just wants to be out there. And I'll tell you this, he doesn't care where he's hitting in the order too, but if he keeps getting clutch hits like that last inning, he'll be in the top of the order.
Oh, yeah, we'll keep seeing him at that 2 spot. And Drew Cowley, even though having a great day yesterday, 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, getting the day off today, I'm sure he'll be available to pinch hit. But not for Cooper Elliott, probably.
And McCaskey lines that one up the middle for a base hit. Is he going to try for 2? Ooh, he stops. Puts the brakes on halfway through as Bradshaw got that in quickly. But McCaskey's got his second hit of the afternoon, a 2-out single.
McCaskey over there. It looks like they might have a little too much dirt because it was all coming up on that. He looked like Roadrunner coming around first base, and I thought he was going to second at first there. He looked like he was determined, but was able to be scared back by Saints center fielder Bradshaw, Conor Bradshaw.
A good job by Bradshaw to get it in quickly. That'll bring up Mazzone as the first hit. Hansen's led up. First pitch swung on a miss on the fastball.
And he's going to come right back in, get a first pitch strike. That's exactly what you want to do after giving up the hit with 2 outs. Mazzone last time, or rather he was one of the first hits. That was the error in the first inning, the E4.
McCaskey took off for second. Doesn't a hitter run in, but it's a foul ball. And Hansen has Mazzone down 0-2. Mazzone, Justin Mazzone, the catcher, sophomore from the University of Seattle. Is it ever hot in Seattle? I know it rains a lot.
Rains a lot. Doesn't rain enough here,
No.
but not as hot over there. It's moderate. I don't know why you're asking the Midwest kid, but
That's a good point. Good point. I just didn't know. Runner takes off again. That one's hit out towards the left. Cowden under it. Should be a routine play. And it is for out number 3. Another great inning of work for Hansen. And we'll head to the 6th, all tied at 3. New pitcher for the Palm Springs Power, as it'll be Brett Finnell, the right-hander from Cal Baptist University, to replace Drew Clavena, who went 5 innings and will get a no decision as we close the book on him.
Brett Finnell out of Cal Baptist. Drew had a good start out there. Only 3 runs. Started to get figured out near the end there, but Clavena, I think, will be all right with his start today.
Yep, 7 strikeouts.
A lot of them early.
Yeah, I had 5 in the first time through the order.
Let's see what Brett Finnell can do against the Saints. And it'll be number 8, Seldenbridge.
Coming in at catcher for Peyton Lewis.
I wonder if Lewis is going to switch to another position.
Yeah,
or if they're going to take him out the rest of the game. I wonder if he's doing all right. We'll have to see. I guess he's done for the day, right? He can't bat in a new spot.
No, yeah, that means he's done for the day. And it makes you wonder if he'll be back in the starting lineup as Seldenbridge takes a strike tomorrow. So he wanted to get him out early maybe. I doubt we'll see him behind the plate tomorrow. Could see him maybe in right field.
Or DH, and he likes to do that as well.
Seldenbridge is down 0-2. Hayden Seldenbridge, the lefty bat from Central Arizona.
Hasn't gotten a lot of playing time this year. Did very well at Central Arizona. .338 batting average, 3 homers.
That one's in the dirt.
And Central Arizona, one of the powerhouses in junior college baseball, 51-9 record this last year.
Yep, but Seldenbridge, as you just read his stats, playing a big part of that. Another lefty bat, as the 2-2 is swung on and missed. Did he get a piece of it? He did not, and he'll be tagged out. And the first batter, Seldenbridge, goes down swinging.
I don't think I've won 51 sporting events in my life,
Yeah.
let alone one season.
That's just complete domination.
Domination by Central Arizona.
And it's funny you say that because you read the record for the Power in 2019. It's complete domination. With 29-0 in league play, it's just unheard of.
It's going to looks like Tanner Lindsley, number 33, is going to be taking the mound now here from Keller, Texas.
He'll come in for Jack Grace, the designated hitter. And it's a quick 1-1 count on him.
As for a lot of these guys, baseball runs in the family, but Tanner Lindsley, his brother Brady, actually was a 4th-round draft pick for the Nationals this past MLB draft last year.
That one's away ball.
I'm sure he would love to join him up there at some point.
Lindsay, a big dude, 6'5", 220.
Young guy, too. Just a freshman.
Swings at that one in the dirt.
This limited number of appearances at Oral Roberts was a .333 hitter, so maybe one day we'll see Lindsley playing with his brother.
Another lefty bat as the 2-2. Check swing. It's called strike 3 anyways, and 2 strikeouts for Finnell coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Finnell dominating already. First 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. 2 guys who didn't have an at-bat. Like we always say, usually takes a couple times through. And this guy last at-bat had a very productive piece of hitting. Double to left field. Josh Cowden.
He's 2 for 2 at an infield single in his first at-bat. First pitch swinging. That's another base hit right up the middle. And Cowden is 3 for 3.
And when Josh Cowden gets hits, he gets them in bunches. He's got a lot of multi-hit games when he goes out there. And he looks real good today as he's off for 3 for 3.
We have another pinch hitter for the Saints. As you said yesterday, a lot of substitutions at the same time.
Looks like number 2, Jake McMurray, also from Oral Roberts.
Yep, same as Lindsley, the other pinch hitter.
It's still early in the year. Aaron Milam likes to get his guys playing time. Not a league game. Doesn't carry a lot of weight, but still very competitive. wants to get McMurray, who joined the team a little late, some at-bats.
McMurray batted twice in the game at Ventura and walked both times. Also had a stolen base. That one's to short. Plays made by Barraza. Flip over to Kleiman at second for out number 3. So Cowden's 2-out single goes to waste. And we're still all square at 3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th inning at Palm Springs Stadium, as we're all squared at 3 apiece. And a new pitcher for the Saints, as that'll be the end of the night for Creighton Hansen, who went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, and had 1 strikeout. 2 good innings for him, but the new pitcher will be a southpaw, Dominic Dorado.
Dom Dorado out of Binghamton, New York. Guy who's been very reliable for the Saints as well. He's got 2 innings of work. 4 strikeouts in those 2 innings of work, including striking out the side in his last appearance. Looks very good, very settled in. Another great guy for the culture in the Saints. And one of our few East Coast guys.
Yeah.
Made that trek all the way from New York. Thought about driving it and then said, you know, I'll just fly.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah. That drive's a bit much.
Well, you think it's from that. He's from Upper New York, so you're going all the way down diagonal.
That's across the whole country.
Yeah, that's about as far as it gets over there.
He'll get the 6, 7, and 8 hitters from the power. Isaiah Alvarez, Mark Kirkland, and Deshaun Johnson.
Dorado, one of the 4 southpaws for Aaron Milam and his pitching staff. Doesn't have a lot of them, but the ones that he does use, they are very effective. Of course, we talked earlier about Merrick Sears, rather.
Yep. I believe Tristan Garnett is supposed to start tomorrow.
Tristan Garnett is lined up for the start tomorrow. He'll be out there. That'll be his first appearance of the season.
Big boy, 6'6", 235.
Monster.
It'll be very fun to watch him.
Monster guy.
Yeah. Reminder, tomorrow's game at 7:05. Same time as tonight.
Be the second game of this series.
Yep. Tommy and I will be on the call. As the first pitch from Dorado is swung on, fouled back by Alvarez, 0-1.
And I really like it when these Saints are getting off to those first pitch strikes. It's definitely translates to success, and the numbers don't lie about that either. Analytics will say numbers do improve when you get that first pitch strike as opposed to the first pitch ball. And since the second inning, they've really settled in and been throwing a lot of first pitch strikes to these power hitters.
Yep. Baird and Hansen. There's another strike going too. Baird and Hansen were fantastic. Each of them 2 innings apiece. And Dorado will try to keep that mojo going as we're in the bottom of the 6th at a 3-3 game. Cooper Elliott's RBI single in the 5th inning tied this game at 3 after the Saints trailed 3-0 at the end of the 1st.
Yeah, nice little comeback so far. Got a good baseball game going right now. Under the lights. We don't get to play under the lights at Jackie Robinson very often. Those 6 o'clock starts, you catch it at the later end of the game, but
Yep.
lights were on very early here at the 7 o'clock start time. So that one gets fouled off.
Looked like the curveball fouled off. And like I said, I know the season's young, but both these teams, both undefeated. Power 3-0, Saints 4-0.
You don't want to be the first one to get that loss either.
Oh, yeah.
There's some bragging rights in here, and these guys know each other. They'll play each other throughout the collegiate baseball season as well.
That one's grounded to third. Elliott dives, can't get there. So it looks like Elliott was substituted for. We'll get the new man in a second.
Drew Cowley.
Drew Cowley, as you said, 3 for 3 yesterday, comes in the game at third for Elliott. But it's going to be a base hit nonetheless for Alvarez, and the Power got their leadoff guy on.
Also seems like Dixon's playing shortstop now for Boning. McMurray in for Marsh at first base. Lindsley behind the plate. Definitely a couple of switches for Milam.
Yep.
And the Saints.
As we said, he tends to do that all together.
Likes fresh guys out there, especially in this heat. You know, we're lucky enough. We got a semi-air conditioned, open, breezed box up here. These guys are stuck playing on baseball field with 110-degree weather, and I'm sure it's cooled down a little bit, but it's still north of 100 out there.
Absolutely. It's 2-0 now to Kirkland, so lefty-lefty matchup. Alvarez in decent lead. See if Dorado tries to throw over. He does not. And instead he throws ball 3. He's in danger of putting the go-ahead run on second. Mark Kirkland singled in the first inning, grounded into a double play, inning-ending double play in the third. But he's ahead in the count 3-0. Pitch. That's ball 4. So 4 straight balls from Dorado puts Kirkland on base, and the Power got first and second here with nobody out.
Yeah, after the leadoff hit, that was sharply hit towards Cowley. Dorado, a little flustered by it. Ends up giving up a 4-pitch walk. He's going to face the lefty now here. See if he can attack that, and a little bit of lefty-lefty matchup on Kirkland.
Deshaun Johnson showing he can be a switch hitter. He batted right-handed. He shows bunt, pulls it back. It's a called strike anyway. He batted right-handed.
It is Johnson, rather. I said Kirkland.
That's very interesting with Johnson because he batted right-handed earlier with a righty on the mound. And now he's batting lefty with a southpaw on the mound.
It looks like he's bunting. That's
he does
why.
show bunt. You're right. Maybe that's why he was in the lefty position. Sacrifice does work. Put the runners at second and third now.
Well, we might know that now for the remainder of his at-bats. If he gets in the lefty box, he was showing bunt right there. And his team out there to greet him. Looks like they're very happy with that bunt.
And now Dorado will be looking for a strikeout here. See if the Saints play infield in or not. Looks like corners are a bit in, but the middle infielders will stay back. It'll be A.J. Barraza, the shortstop. He popped out to second and grounded out to the pitcher. That's a chopper to third. That's going to get the run in. Nice play by Cali, who throws the first for out number 2, but the Power do take the lead with an RBI ground out from Barraza.
Yeah, that's the smart play there by Cowley. The guy at second stays there, so it still needs to get a hit in the outfield in order to score him. But ultimately, too risky to go home with that one. Still got plenty of at-bats left, including some from Drew Cowley, who hasn't gotten any. Of course, he was subbed in for Cooper Elliott. Very strong throw over to third, from third over to first.
First pitch to Kleiman is taken for a strike, 0-1.
And now Dorado can just worry about Kleiman and try to get us out of this inning with minimal damage.
Nice pitch to Kleiman.
Oh.
Oh, he hurt himself.
Yeah, that's
he
not
swung
good.
and missed, and he's in pain. He throws his helmet as he's holding his knee.
And
he
that
fell
doesn't look
over on the
good.
swing.
Non-contact like that, and he is definitely in some agony. And that's never a good sign when those non-contact injuries go like that.
The person on deck just
audibly upset. I believe that's what was that? 15.
I don't. Oh, that's his brother. That's his twin brother.
That's the Kleiman brothers. So the twin brother, of course, feeling for him there.
This is something you not want to see. It's just a swing and a miss.
Not much you can do over there. It's Cato Kleiman.
As he immediately went down in pain, holding his left knee.
You're going to try to help him up here. He's going to...
Round of applause.
Need some help off the field. Yeah, you never like to see something like that happen.
Yeah, it put no weight on that left leg.
Now they're going to have a pinch hitter come in with this count at 0-2. Umpires are discussing over there with power coaches. Kleiman's going to head right down to the dugout, and I'm sure athletic trainers are taking a look at him already.
If we do get news on him, we'll let you know. Hoping it's nothing serious.
Never want to see something like that.
No. But he just, right after the swing and miss, it seemed like he slipped or something on the swing, and when he went down, he stayed down.
You know, it almost looked like, to me, it was something with the wrist at first. He seemed to look like he grabbed his arm, but I think he just was free-falling kind of, and then we obviously saw once he was rolling over, he was groveling at the knee, and those are the ones that can be sometimes the most scary.
Yeah, and you could tell on that swing how hard he swung. And he was blown by Dorado's fastball. As it looks like that's Torren Diffie, who's going to come into that bat with a count of 0-2.
Yeah, that's not a position you usually see yourself in. Can't predict that either. You're just going to walk in and have an 0-2 count against you, but Dorado's looking in now that this is the same at-bat for him, and he just needs one more strike to get him out of the inning.
Yeah, Dorado's got to focus on the hitter. 0-2, one pitch, and it's fastball outside, ball one.
If you're Diffie, you got to be ready to swing no matter what now. In the usual at-bat, it's a 1-0 count for him now, but it's 1-2 after the pinch hitter comes in the middle of the at-bat.
Torren Diffie from the Colorado School of Mines. I'm getting word it's different number. It's going to be, in fact, Ernesto Figueroa hitting now for Kleiman, not Diffie.
A little mix-up on the roster sheets. That's all right. We'll give him some credit.
Yeah, wearing a different number than on the roster sheet, but nonetheless, he swings and misses, and that's a strikeout. So, tough job there for Figueroa. Unfortunate events and a scary moment for Cato Kleiman. We hope he's okay. Nonetheless, the Power do get one and take the lead 4-3 as we head to inning number 7. We'll head to the top half of the 7th. The Power leading 4-3. Drew Calley batting as he came in for Cooper Elliott, but batting in the batting in the 8th spot for Boning. Defensive for the Power as Calley fouls that one off. Defensive for the Power, Figueroa, who came in, will come in at third, pushing third baseman Ryan Rodriguez over to short, and shortstop A.J. Barraza to second in place of Kleinman.
And Cowley was struggling to start the season, the first 3 games of the year, only compiling a hit. Broke out yesterday, 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Was player of the game, got interviewed after, was a good interview. Our very own Joe Pohorilis conducting that interview.
It's always good with Joe.
Joe does a great job. They all do a great job.
They all do a great job.
Great intern staff over here. We're a part of it.
Yeah. I got to say, I think we're doing pretty great ourselves.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but
yeah. Don't want to flip my own boat or anything.
Right.
It's 2-2 to Calley. Little chopper back to the pitcher. It's Fennell who's still in the game. His strong throw to first is in time for an out.
That one's taking a weird spin on the grass there. And nice play by Fennell to make sure that he could play it.
We have another pinch hitter. Coming in for Jackson Cobb will be Justin Torres.
Another guy who showed up late. Got his first at bat yesterday.
The 0-1's a little dribbler to short. Rodriguez going to get it. Throw to first is not going to be in time. Torres beats it out by a step, and Torres got an infield hit.
And that's that display of speed we always talk about when we talk about Saints baseball. Doesn't matter if they're in the starting lineup, if they're off the bench getting pinch hits. Plenty of speed all around the lineup here for the Saints, and that's a key factor when recruiting for Aaron Milam.
And the Saints have the tying run now on first for Conor Bradshaw, who's 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a flyout. First pitch swinging, chopper to first. Kirkland's going to touch the bag, throw over to second. Torres slid way ahead of the bag, and he's going to get tagged out.
That's just a mistake you don't want to make there by Torres. He completely slid way too early and stopped way before the base, and probably would have been safe had he just slid a little bit later.
And the double play ends a very quick inning. A 7-pitch inning for the Power as it's 7th inning stretch time with the Palm Spring Power leading the Arroyo Seco Saints by a score of 4-3. Dom Dorado back out there for the bottom of the 7th, trying to keep the Saints within 1. They're down to their final 6 outs, trying to prevent their first loss of the season. As Ryan Rodriguez, who's 2 for 3, will come in, the third baseman, now at shortstop because of the injury.
Rodriguez out of Southern Illinois has been a very impactful player for the Power today.
Will be the heart of the order for Dorado, the 2, 3, and 4 guys who have made stuff happen.
Yeah, all of them getting on base today. Not all of them through the hit, but walks and errors throughout the game, as that one's fouled off, have been the story in the first inning at least. And that 3-run first inning by the Power, Saints have been playing from behind since that. We're able to get it up to 3-3, and we find ourselves here now in the bottom of the 7th inning after giving up the run last inning at 4-3 in favor of the Power.
That one's fouled off again. And Rodriguez down to his last strike.
And this is a big out right here if Dorado can get this. Rodriguez has been terrorizing the Saints pitching staff. Got out last time, but it's been hot today. Getting him out again would be very big first out for Dorado.
The pitch. Chopper down left field line, but foul.
That looked like that slider from Dorado. Came in on the hands.
That back foot slider. That's proven to be such a deadly strikeout pitch.
Especially when it breaks deep like that.
Yeah. See if you can put him away this time. Pitch again. Struck him out. A fastball blown by him, and Dorado's got his second straight strikeout dating back to last inning for 1 away.
And Dorado, told you earlier about how he likes to strike guys out. No different tonight. 2 strikeouts in an inning and a third's work. 4 batters, that's half of them. See if he can continue that success against Brian Leaf.
Yeah, Brian Leaf reached base via a walk, stole a bag, and came around to score on the 3-base error by Burden in the first inning. But has struck out twice since then as he swings and misses right there, 0-1.
And Dorado is a guy who has very excellent command, throws a lot of strikes, and wants guys to hit the ball, but some of his stuff's just too nasty.
And there's another fastball blown by him, 0-2 now. Dorado's first batter he faced, Alvarez singled to left. He walked Kirkland on 4 pitches since then. Sacrifice bunt, ground out, and back-to-back strikeouts. Seems like Dorado's starting to dial in. Looking for another. And he gets it. A fastball blown by Leaf. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game and 3rd straight for Dorado.
And 3 pitches nonetheless there. That was
If I'm
dominance by Dorado right there.
If I'm not mistaken, all 3 fastballs blown right by him.
Yeah, he said, come hit it right here. He thought that maybe he'd see a breaking ball, and Dorado just said, nope. I'm going all in, right down the pipe.
And now bring up Jacob McCastry, a guy that the Saints can't keep on base. Reached via the 3-base error, then 2 singles since as Dorado fires ball 1. First ball of the inning for Dorado. That one's fouled off. We're even at 1 apiece.
And, you know, the pitching all season for the Saints has just been quite exceptional. Never really given up more than 4 runs throughout an entire game. They are dialed in pretty early for 5 games.
Fastball blown by him for a strike, yep. They've scored 5 or more in every game and have allowed no more than 4 in every game.
There you go. And then
That's a recipe for success right there.
translates to wins right there pretty easily if you're scoring 5 and holding them to 4. Makes sense why they're 4-0.
power. A difficult team to do that to. Is 1-2. Fouled off as Dorado's looking to strike out the side.
And I think Dorado is going to come right back with that fastball. It's gotten the 2 strikeouts already. Might think it's coming, but I think he's got a lot of confidence in it. We'll see what he does.
So far, no one's been able to catch up to it.
He's definitely got a little bit of zip on it. Not the fastest fastball on the team.
There it is. And McCaskey, the short. Dixon's going to make the catch. A little soft line out and a good inning for Dorado. And we'll head to the 8th with the Power still up by 1. You're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Devin Dixon to lead things off in the top half of the 8th for the Saints as they're down to the last 6 outs. Devin Dixon, the substitution, came in that short for Brandon Boning.
Another one of those guys that got a pinch hit appearance yesterday. 0 for 1, but he's looking to capitalize on his second at-bat of the season. Got the put out to end the last half of the inning.
Dixon also from Central Arizona. It's 1-1. That's ball 2.
Trying to see if these bench bats can get something going in the later innings. Saints down to their last 6 outs. Trailing by 1, 3-4 here in Palm Springs, California. Turned into just a beautiful night for baseball, nonetheless.
And Finnell fires that one in there to get back to full count, 3-2. Yeah, a lot of substitutions from head coach Aaron Milam. And so it'll be some of those guys who making their first, second plate appearances that'll need to get some runs across if the Saints want to come back and win this one.
As Finnell's going to step off the mound there and reset.
The full count pitch. Fouled off the catcher's mask and into the stands where some young kid's going to be able to go get a free popsicle.
Oh, yeah, that is the promotion today.
Get a foul ball, go get a free popsicle as you see a little kid running after it. Do you think they give that to adults? Do you think we caught one, we can go get down and get a popsicle?
Well, I'll tell you right now, if I have a foul ball and I go turn it in and they give me an orange popsicle, I'd be okay with that. I'd be fine.
They better give you a popsicle.
I would want one.
Only if you catch it, though. If you
yeah,
dropped
on the fly. I respect that call because we're not the kids.
Yeah, if you drop it, you don't really earn it.
Of course, some college summer teams in Savannah, if fans catch balls, they count as outs.
Dixon goes down swinging for strike 3.
Savannah Bananas, banana ball.
Is that true?
That's a real thing. They play a promotional game every year. Banana ball. It's a lot of crazy rules. Look into it. We'll talk about it tomorrow more, maybe.
That's pretty hilarious.
That is one of the rules, though, in that game.
That'd be something else. Here's Burden. who fouls it back 0-1. Burden is 1 for 3. Had a single back in the fourth. This is Fennell's third inning of work. He's allowed 2 singles. Has 3 strikeouts. He got a double play in the last inning. To retire the side.
Yeah, after Justin Torres, base running blunder a little bit.
Burden fouls that one back. He's got 2 strikes.
Burden goes to Cal Berkeley. Freshman, young kid, still.
The Bear.
Sure, he's looking to prove this summer that he deserves some more playing time in his sophomore season.
Yep. It's a ball. No news yet on Kato Kleinman and his knee injury. Burden stays alive.
Yeah, if you missed that, that was a scary sight. A couple innings ago, just swinging at a pitch and ends up groveling on the ground in pain at the knee. His twin brother out on the field with him.
Showing his frustration.
Visibly upset, absolutely.
Burden hits that one out towards right. Back goes Alvarez. He has to run back in, but he makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, I think that wind is playing a bigger factor than we can tell. You can see in center field the flag moving quite erratically, and these outfielders also having trouble playing a lot of these balls that get high up in the air.
And that'll bring up Seldenbridge for his second plate appearance. He struck out.
The other Central Arizona.
That's in there for a strike. It's funny, Seldenbridge a catcher, and so is Tanner Lindsay, who's on deck. And Seldenbridge is 6 foot tall. I mean, that's not a huge
Around
guy,
the average height, yeah,
but then he's next to Lindsay, who's 6'5", and it just makes him look so tiny.
Well, Lindsley is quite the monster behind the plate. And I meant average height for a catcher when we said 6 feet tall. We don't.
Yeah.
We're not out here saying the average male height is 6 feet tall. That would.
No. It's 1-2. And he struck him out. Blown right by him. Seldenbridge down, swinging for the second time. The Saints trail by 1, going to the bottom of the 8th, trying to keep it a 1-run game as they go to their final 3 outs. The Palm Springs Power lead 4-3, going to the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher for the Saints as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Diego Avila from Claremont McKenna College will come in and try to keep this a 1-run lead for the Saints in the bottom of the 8th.
Avila's last appearance. Went an inning, gave up a hit, 2 walks, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. Did give up a homer against the Ventura County Pirates. It's a game that the Saints were in control most of the game. It was garbage runs, but definitely would like to have a little bit better start, or rather appearance this time out.
It'll be Justin Mazzone, the catcher, to lead things off for the Power. Jarrett Thompson with Tommy Wirtz in the booth with you. We'll be here same time tomorrow. First pitch at 7:05.
Yeah, we're Saints staff and team taking a road trip down to Palm Springs for the weekend.
First pitch from Avila. It is a chopper to second. And it's going to be Torres who underhand flips it to first. And one pitch, one out for Avila.
There you go. You love to see the efficiency there. Easy ground ball. We've seen a lot of the Saints pitchers been able to get weak contact to the infielders, forcing a lot of ground balls, and it's helped control the pace of this ball game and keep them in it.
It'll bring up Isaiah Alvarez, who singled to lead off the sixth inning and came around to score the go-ahead run on an RBI ground out from Barraza. Pitch from Avila is in there for a strike.
Avila throwing strikes now. He did have command issues the last time out. As I said, 2 walks. First 2 pitches are good so far. See if he can continue that into this one.
Pitch fouled off to the right side. He's ahead of the count, 0-2. And Avila will look for his first strikeout and punch Alvarez, with Kirkland, the first baseman, on deck, awaiting his chance.
Avila's from Glendale, California, a Loyola High School product. You mentioned Claremont McKenna College. Well, 4 starts this last year, 22 innings pitched, a 3.68 ERA. Pretty respectable. Nothing that's going to win you Cy Young awards, but it'll keep you in the starting rotation.
He'll keep your job. That one's in the dirt for a ball.
Time's going to be called here. Lindsley wants to go talk it over. Gotta wonder what they're talking about here sometimes. Maybe they're. You would assume it's about the game, but it could be dinner plans after.
You never know. The one night. Obviously, the Saints staying the night out here. In the ninth, the Saints will have Lindsley, Cowden, and McMurray due up with Cowley hoping to get the chance. Cowden, remember, 3 for 3, 2 singles and an RBI double. They'll get their chance to tie this game. Hoping Avila can keep it a 1-1 lead.
It's Cowden's second 3-hit game of the season. Looking for his first 4-hit game. But we'll have to get to the top of the 9th first here.
Cowden has 3 hits, and he's only seen 4 pitches. Very aggressive.
Yeah, he's a guy who likes to swing and definitely sees the ball better at night. Has some strikeout issues once in a while looking during the day. Does better on the road, it seems like, too, than at home.
The pitch is outside for a ball. Just missed.
That outside corner has been getting called a lot today, but I guess that one was just a little bit too far out there. Also likes to call it more on the lefty bats than he does on the righty bats.
Yep. We'll call it on the inside part for the right-handers. Here's the pitch again from Avila. Off speed. It's a chopper. It's going to be a difficult play at third. Cowley's going to field it. Will he have a chance? Strong throw. We got him by a step.
What a play by Cowley right there. That was a huge chopper. I mean, that ball must have been 20, 25 feet in the air after the chop. Cowley fields it beautifully on the way down. Fires a missile from the third base side to McMurray. And not an easy guy to throw out there. Made it look easy.
Yeah, great play by Cal Alvarez. Like you said, someone with speed. Hustling down the line, but a good job by Kelly and good stretch by McMurray to get the second out for Avila, and he'll bring in Kirkland, the first baseman. Swinging at the first pitch and missing.
And that really changes the tempo of this bottom half of the 8th inning. That runner reaches base. Now you're looking at 1 out, guy on first in a game where you need insurance runs too.
That one's out to left. Should be routine for Cowden. And he makes the catch. The Saints head to the 9th, down by 1, looking to tie this game. Lindsley, Cowden, and McMurray will do it as you're listening to Saints Baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network. Final chance for the Saints. Trail 4-3 as we head to the top of the 9th. Hunter Holmes, the lefty from Cal State San Marcos for the power, looks to finish things off as he'll get Tanner Lindsley, Josh Cowden, and Ryan McMurray here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, they bring in the lefty here to face some of those strong lefty bats for the Saints. It's great when you got the right-handed pitcher in and you get off to an early start, but let's see how these lefty-on-lefty matchups will hang, especially in the 9th inning. Lindsley just getting his second at-bat. Cowden, of course, has stayed in.
And Holmes, a tall lefty at 6'4", a freshman at Cal State San Marcos.
He's going to get started right away.
First pitch, Lindsey's taken for a strike 0-1. Lindsey struck out in his only plate appearance in this game. Holmes looking for the save. Saints looking for some 9th inning comeback. That's a very off-speed pitch taken outside for a ball.
And Holmes working really quick here. Taking a page out of the Saints book, it looks like. Saw how effective it was when Baird came in and started working quick. And it's hard to catch up to that pitch for hitters, and we're in a 1-2 count here now for Tanner Lindsley.
Yeah, and how much confidence it gives your team when you can get that leadoff guy on when you're trailing in the 9th. To get that first batter on, really give us, okay, we have a chance.
It is definitely that benefit.
It's a chopper. It's going to be a difficult play for Holmes. Nice glove and throws it down to Lindsley, who's not the fastest runner, but an impressive play by Holmes there to retire the first guy.
Well, I know we are Saints broadcasters, but we do like to give out respect when respect is due. And right there, Hunter Holmes might have just saved a hit. I think if that ball gets past him, Figueroa is charging that ball, but he's not the fastest guy either playing third base. Holmes snagged that at a weird angle, was able to grab it with the glove, turn, make the throw. A lot easier play for the lefty than it would be for the righty, I think, there.
Yep, and here's Cowden. The MVP for the Saints so far this game. He's 3 for 3 as he takes ball 1 there.
And this is a guy that needed to get started. You know, he had a really good game in there 2 games ago.
The 1-0. It's high and outside, 2-0.
But hadn't gotten a hit in any other game other than that. And now he steps into the box here in the 9th inning, 3 for 3 already, and down by 1 run.
The 2-0 pitch. Swinging, that's hit out towards center. Leaf runs in, starts to run back. He's under this one, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
And Cowden's just missing that one. Strong piece of hitting right to the center fielder there, Leaf. Able to field this one cleanly. We got 2 down now, and that's going to bring up Jake McMurray. Just getting his first couple at bats still here for the Saints. His most important one so far.
Power got 3 runs in the first inning. Saints answered with 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. As McMurray takes a strike 0-1.
Yeah, I think you want to take that first pitch, swinging away after an out. When you got 2 outs, just let the pitcher do some work here. Make him throw strikes.
And that one's popped up. And this should do it. Kirkland calling it in foul territory. He'll make the catch. And that's going to end the game. The Arroyo Seco Saints get their first loss of the season, losing by a score of 4-3 to the Palm Springs Power, who now move to 4-0. A good game, Tommy. Back and forth. The Saints fought. Just in the end, couldn't get it done.
Yeah, that first inning was a little bit too much for them to overcome. Unfortunately, the unearned runs rather in the first inning are going to be the reason why the Saints aren't pulling away with a W here. I'm sure Aaron Milan will let them know that there's more they can improve upon. Obviously, not just 1 inning of work. There's 8 other innings they could do something to change.
Brett Finnell will get the win for the Power. Dominic Dorado will get the loss for the Saints, and Hunter Holmes will get the save. As the Power take game 1 of this quick 2-game series. We'll be back here tomorrow night for game 2 at 7:05. For Jarrett Thompson and Tommy Wirtz, thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with more Saints baseball on the Arroyo Seco Saints Radio Network.
Thank you, Jarrett. Good night, Mom.